We also had a question, I'm synthesizing this a little bit. Fossil fuel plants in other neighboring states, which are not in ozone transport regions, will increase both generation and emissions. Given that, would that mean that RGGI actually impairs environmental progress as it relates to real pollutants?
No, good question. Get this question a lot. And so it's a good question, and essentially the idea is that sorry, I apologize. The idea is that power plants that are nearby, like in Ohio, West Virginia, for example, right? So Pennsylvania coal plants in Southwest PA, have this price adder that they have to factor in, and nearby plants with similar economics in other states don't have that. So does that mean that that those plants are going to start running more, even though our plants are running less, and then those plants pollute more, and then maybe even that there are upwind from Pennsylvania, so that's coming into Pennsylvania, and that's a fair question and a fair concept. Our modeling showed that our emissions reductions, if you take those are Pennsylvania border emission reductions. There are some emission increases across the PJM grid that counteract some of those emission reductions in Pennsylvania. So it's not, the question was kind of saying, does that counteract all the environmental gains that Pennsylvania makes? There is a small piece of emission reduction or increases that we saw in other states that could counteract some of that. It doesn't really, for our perspective, take away from the benefits of Pennsylvania doing this. As I said, a lot of those co-pollutants that are reduced, that's local air, that's coming across Pennsylvania into Pennsylvania, and that we're breathing it every day. So reducing that within our borders is really important. And I think the other piece that's important too is that our modeling assumes between now and 2030 that no other state joins, participates in RGGI. There's no other further policies or legislation in these states to reduce carbon pollution in the electricity generation sector, and that there's also no further federal action to reduce pollution in the power sector. So, and there's no other action by PJM or FERC to kind of address what we call leakage, which is that concept of emissions going to other states. So I think, between now and 30, I think we can expect further policies, further legislation, further federal action and regional action on this issue to make it sure that doesn't occur and take away from the benefits of us doing this program.